Okay, so okay, yeah, fair enough. Good.
You can go to yours. All right. Good morning, everyone. We are, let's make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be. This is CS 1300. It is Python course. There is no prereq. You don't have to know Python before you got here. You don't have to know any other programming language. If you do, fabulous. If you don't, you're good. I'm Tracy Wilson. I am a lecturer here. So I have an office on the second floor. If you're ever looking for me, I'm in room 2221. I am going to have office hours on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Right after this class till lunchtime, and then I'll be in my office again from 1 to 3. I also do online appointments any day of the week. Just email me and we'll set up a Zoom or Google Hangouts or whatever online software you want to use for video conferencing. I've used them all at this point. Little bit about me. I actually graduated from here. My undergrad and my master's degree are both from here. I taught high school computer science for 13 years. I worked for Microsoft for 7 years, and now I work here. So I've been in computer science education for a very, very long time, longer than most of y'all have been alive. All right, so I want to start off today doing housekeeping stuff. I want you to know where all of the lessons are going to be. I want you to know what the syllabus says. I want nobody to be able to say, oh, I didn't know that, right? The biggest thing I want you to know, and the most important thing to me for you to know, is if you have a question, ask it. Email me, ask in class. Don't hold a question until the next class or the next week, because the sooner you get it cleared up, the better off you'll be, because everything in this course builds. So if you don't understand Monday's lecture, you're not going to be able to do Wednesday's assignment. Does that make sense? There is no such thing as a stupid question. The only stupid question is the one you didn't ask me that shows up on one of your tests. I've heard it all. You can't come up with something that will make me go, oh, never heard that before. I taught high school. So that being said, we're going to start off with Courseden. You all, I hope, are familiar with Courseden. If you're a freshman and this is your first semester, you may not be familiar with Courseden. But if you go to the West Georgia one login page, which once you get logged in, looks something like this. Yours will probably look a little bit different than mine because I have different tiles. And you just click on Courseden. We are in the Intro to Computer Science course. There is a welcome message there already. This is just pretty generic stuff that I'm going to talk about today. It is the same Courseden page for both sections of my class. So my online students are going to go to the same Courseden page because the assignments are the same. It just gives me a centralized location to have them all turned in and I can grade them. We are meeting this class in person Monday to Wednesday from 9:30 to 10:45. Friday is workshop. The time is a little bit different. It starts at 9:55.
10:55, correct?
Yes, it's only an hour, so it ends at 10:55. What I generally do is I introduce new material on Mondays. So I will stand up here and lecture on Mondays. On Wednesday, I will do a code demonstration or a lab with you, where we all are working with code together. And then on Friday, workshop is a time for you guys to come in and do the individual assignments with me in the room to answer questions. My online students will have to email me questions because they don't have a workshop. I videotape Monday and Wednesday, so the lecture and the lab that we do together will all be on my YouTube channel. I will put the link on the course in page as soon as I get the channel running. There are other YouTube videos, previous semesters on my YouTube channel if you want to go and look at some of them, but you don't have to. What we're going to do today is talk about what you're going to find on Course 10. I told some of the students that got here early, Course 10 and I have been having some issues with it not liking my dates and putting last year's dates. So if you see a date that looks really weird, like exam 1 is open way early, ignore it for this week. I will have it all straight by Monday, promise. If the only thing this week you have to worry about is quiz 0. Quiz 0 is an attendance verification tool I use for my online and in-person classes to prove that you have done something. It's basically a syllabus quiz. We're going to go over the syllabus. It should be 3 points for everybody because it's, if you read the syllabus, you should do well on it. Yes, sir.
Are we completing this quiz in class or?
No, you can do it at home.
Okay.
Almost all of my stuff, you will have time to do at home or work on at home before you do it in class. All of my exams, because they don't count a whole lot, are online. They are timed. So if you decide that you are going to not follow a high ethical and moral standard and decide to look up the answers, can't really stop you, but you will run out of time. You can't look up all the questions and get finished. Don't cheat.
And
You don't hurt anybody but yourself if you're cheating. Promise you. And if I catch you, I will report you and I will give you a 0. If I catch you more than once, we will ask you to be. I hate to have to say that, but I have had it happen. All right, so this is course 10. The first page is always going to be announcements. I do use the announcements page. If something comes up, say I get sick and I can't come to class, as soon as I know I'm not coming to class, I'm going to push an announcement. You should get notified if you've got your notification set up. Because I try very hard not to have you guys show up unnecessarily. That doesn't happen often. I generally am here. Yes. I do not have a reminder. I haven't even thought about it. I'll think about it. But no, there's no remind, but there is a way to set up to get notifications from Course 10. I do everything posted for grading will be on Course 10. Oh, sign-in sheet. Does anybody miss signing in on the sign-in sheet? Yes. And then you sign in.
I don't know.
I got a question. The syllabus is on there. All right, so if you're in Course 10, I'm going to tell you that the content page will be your lifesaver. Yes, there's a calendar, but I have found that the calendar is not as helpful as you want it to be because it puts stuff on top of each other. And if it opens on one day and it closes on another, it marks it on several different days. The calendar is there, but to me, the content page is easiest. So if you hit the content page, I have it laid out in weeks. And there's a start date for each week. Right now, it's set to start on Wednesday because that's when the first day of class was. I will be changing that to where it's Mondays, so don't freak out. The due dates are not changing. Due dates are always going to be on Tuesday night at 11:59. Why Tuesday? Because that gives you all weekend to work on it, whatever it is, big project, little project, in between project. And it gives you the Monday and most of Tuesday to send me an email saying, I don't understand this, can you help me? Right? So Tuesday, due date's 11:59. And 11:59 is based on the course dim clock. So make sure yours syncs up. If you live in Alabama, remember there's a time differential, right? Time zones exist. Yes, sir.
Is the course time clock different from this current time zone?
No,
Okay.
but we are close enough to the Alabama border. I like to put it in there because,
Yeah.
you know, and my online students could be anywhere in the country.
Yeah. But we're all. Oh,
Yeah, you're all here. All right, so that is the content. And like I said, I have all the content worked out. It will shift a little bit because we have some kind of quirky holidays this time. So, you know, Labor Day is going to take one of our class days. And then we also have the 5th and the 6th of October off. So that's going to take a Friday. And then we have a whole week for Thanksgiving. So don't be surprised if we have a little bit of shifting when those things happen, because I don't want to short you guys class time. All right, syllabus. If you want the syllabus, you click on the syllabus. We were told not to print them because you have access to them online. So this is the syllabus. I don't expect it to have any changes unless I find a typo or one of you finds a typo and tells me, hey, you can't spell. Oh, I can't. So there's a brief description of the class. There is no prerequisite. There's no co-requisite. Here's my contact information. Here's my office hours. I will be updating this a little bit where it says 10:45 to 11:30, you know, because I am going to be in my office right after this class. I just hadn't put it on there yet. If you have questions, you're welcome to follow me when class is over to my office and ask them. Fine. I'm going to be here till 3 o'clock. We'll probably take some time for lunch. That's the reason I said 11:30. There is a online book. It's iBooks. I'm going to show you it on the content page. It says week 0. There's a link that tells you how to do that, but we're going to do that in just a second too. Course outcomes. Here's probably what you care the most about. How am I going to grade you? The iBook participation stuff is going to be 20% of your grade. This basically means I'm going to go to the textbook, I'm going to click through and the reading pages, and I'm going to do the examples, and I'm going to get an easy 20% of my grade. But if you ignore the online textbook, you're giving away 20% of your grade. And I have students every semester that do it. I don't need a textbook. Now, why do you need a textbook? Guess what? Those tests that you have, a lot of those questions come from the textbook because they have a test bank where I can go pull the questions from. But this is where you're going to find terminology. It's going to go into depth and some stuff I don't have time to cover. There's going to be stuff that's going to be marked optional that I'm not going to get to, but you're welcome to. You know, if you have more interest, you want to learn some more, go for it. Lab exercises are 10%. This is also an opportunity for you to do really well and get 10% without working hard, because those are going to be the things that I'm going to do in class with you and videotape and post. So even if you're not here in class, if you go watch me do it, you're going to get the majority of that lab done for you as practice. Right?
Yep.
You'd be amazed how many people don't turn these in. Assignments. These are the ones that I'm going to give you to do on your own. They're going to be very similar to the labs, but they're going to go more in depth. These are things that you can work on your Friday workshop and over the weekend, turn them in on that Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Projects, we're going to have 3 projects. 3. The first one doesn't hit for 2 or 3 weeks because we got to cover enough material for you to be able to do something first. And then there'll be a 2-week break and you'll have another one. And then the last one will be due right at the end of the semester. And they do have significant parts to them. So if I give you a week to do a project, you don't need to wait to the day before it started. If I give you 2 weeks to do a project, you definitely do not want to wait to the day before it started. I don't just decide willy-nilly that you need 2 weeks to do something if you don't really need to do something. So there's a breakdown explaining a little bit about what the exams are, the projects are. There will be discussion posts. They're not on the course din yet because they didn't import correctly. They will be soon. There will not be a discussion every week. I am not one of those professors. You first, didn't you?
Did we sign up for the Syllabus? We use our school email?
Yes. You have to use your school email. It will not let you sign up otherwise.
Projects. That way, projects let you apply what you learned in the lecture.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a misspelling or?
I don't know. If you think it is, email it to me. I can't spell. It's okay. I know that. Spell check was invented for people like me. Spell check doesn't work in this program. If it's misspelled, send it to me. I'll fix it. You won't hurt my feelings, promise. There's a tentative schedule here. Like I said, it might shift a little bit. And then this is stuff you might need to know. I don't do makeup work unless you have a doctor's note. Have to legally find a doctor's note. And if you come to me and say, I can't be here next week, I am traveling for work, I'm traveling with the football team, I know in advance I can't be here, that's not late work, that's you making arrangements for an extension. However, if you come to me 3 weeks after you were out and go, oh yeah, I was sick, I can't help you at that point. But if you let me know in advance, I can make extensions, but I will not do late work. Why do I do this? Because I have people randomly turn stuff in 3, 4, 10 weeks late and go, why didn't you grade that? I didn't know it was there, and that lies. So if you wait till this last week of the semester and try to turn everything in, I don't have time to grade that. So stay on schedule, get it done. This doesn't mean I'm an ogre. I understand. There's still COVID floating around out there. If you get a diagnosis, follow the procedures. If you have to have surgery or something, let me know as soon as you know. Let's work out a plan. Assignments, do not email me assignments. Always turn everything in course din. Why? Because I'll lose it if you email it to me. If it's in course din, it's all in the same folder. When I download it, everybody does together. It has timestamps on it telling me when it's turned in. Everything's organized. I like organization. If you, don't email it to me. And if you do email me, which is my next section, don't email me from your personal email and expect me to understand who you are. Your email needs to come either through CourseDev or through your West Georgia email account. Also, please include what class you're in and your full name, because going, hey, this is Joe, I didn't understand question 2, doesn't help me if I have 4 Joes in 3 different classes. I will eventually figure it out, but the less annoyed I am, the happier I am. I generally respond to emails within 24 hours if it's sent to me Monday through Friday. I try to get all my Friday emails done before I check out for the weekend. I do check emails on the weekend, but not as frequently. So I might hit my email Saturday at midnight. I might get my email twice on Sunday. It just depends on what's going on because it's the weekend.
Yes.
So if you email me over the weekend, it may be Monday, it probably will be Monday before you get any kind of lengthy response. This is why I've moved due dates to the middle of the week where you didn't go, oh, I tried to email you over the weekend. I understand. I'm sorry. Now this, me saying that, people will come, you will find in the middle of the semester that email goes to my phone and I'll randomly email you at weird hours because I'm an insomniac. This doesn't mean that you have to email me back at weird hours, but sometimes people are working on their code at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. They'll send me a question and I'll email them back and they're going, why are you? Because I wasn't sleeping either. It's okay. So just be aware. They have fixed it where Corsten now will forward Corsten emails to me in my West Georgia account. So in the past, I always encouraged you to use my West Georgia straight email and not do Corsten because I didn't get notifications. Now I should get notifications from both. So either way is fine. Whatever you're more comfortable with.
Yeah.
All right, this is a big one that we need to talk about. And I've got an edit I have to put in here that I did in my other class, but I forgot doing this one. Academic honesty. I give you some examples of what is okay, and I give you some examples of what is not okay. What I need to add to this and the not okay is you cannot use AI programs such as ChatGPT to generate your code. Somebody will try. I will catch you. Yes.
What if it's for the use of help?
You can use ChatGPT to explain topics. I'm not opposed to that. Like if you have a term, you don't understand it, and you want to use it for that, that's fine. If it generates something you turn into me, and I catch you, automatic 0. You do it more than once, we're going to the academic honesty situation through the university. I don't inherently dislike ChatGPT. I don't think that it is all bad. I'm going to be one of those rare professors that's going to tell you it has some very valid uses.
Do not use.
Do not use it to turn in your work. That's not a valid use. I like playing with it too. I'm going to tell you, I have played with it. I have put some of my assignments in it. It does not code the way I'm going to teach you code.
Yeah.
It's going to be really obvious after the first couple of chapters if you used it, because it's going to use things I haven't taught you. And it speaks and makes variables in a way that most college kids don't. And if I can catch high schoolers cheating, I can catch college kids cheating. And there's no reason for you to cheat in this class. You have me to help you. We have a CSX lab over here in the lobby, diagonally across from the elevator. There's a lab with student TAs in it that will help you. They won't do it for you, but they'll help you. And like I said, there's no reason to cheat in this class, and it will only hurt you when you move to the next class, especially if you're a CS major. If you don't learn this, the next one's going to be hard. Like I said, this will be updated later today, and where it says, do not use another student's work, it'll say another student's work or an AI program such as ChatGPT. Don't copy paste. And y'all laugh, but you would be amazed.
How many people would actually?
Even before ChatGPT, I had a student who copied somebody else's work, didn't take the other person's name out of it, and turned it in.
Yeah, no, at that point, the person shouldn't even be in the class.
You know. And then I had another instance where somebody decided to copy somebody else's code word for word. And unfortunately, they didn't choose one of the best students in class to copy from. So when they both made exactly the same grade, and their variables were exactly the same misspellings, it happens.
Yeah.
All right. So the college and school policies are the same, and the institutional policies are the same on every syllabus you get in course 10. Read them once, get out of the same one. They pre-populate those for us. So the syllabus quiz does not have questions from that on it because I want you to know about my stuff. All right. So that's the syllabus. Let's go back to this one. This bar is in my way. So if you go back to week 1, class info, Zybook, you have the option of opting out of the bookstore automatically charging you for the Zybook. I'm going to suggest you not do this because they've negotiated a discount. If you don't get it through day 1 access to the bookstore, you still have to purchase it because it's 20% of your grade to do the assignments. It's your choice. There's not an Amazon version of this book because it's an online textbook.
Yeah.
I know, I know all those tricks too. I have a kid in college, so we buy physical textbooks wherever we find them cheap. But this one's not a physical textbook. So the instructions for this one is how to go to this and get it. So this is the, what are you doing? You're killing me. This is why Corsten and I are arguing. Everything I do, it thinks I'm editing things today. Don't. So if you go to an empty tab and you put in that, you're going to come up to this. You have to create an account. I have one already. Use your West Georgia email account. If you do not, it's not going to let you register. It might let you register today because I'm not sure I turned that on, but use your West Georgia account. Also, when it asks you later in the book or in your account creation for your first and your last name, please use whatever Corsten has as your first and last name, because that makes me able to transfer the grades easily. And I said this because I had a student who had got married and her last name had changed. And I get it. She's proud of her new last name. I get it. But it made it very hard for me to do the swapping until I remembered. So please use whatever course Dan has you in. Questions so far?
Said we had to do the purchasing recommended $0.
No, do the $0. Leave it.
Yeah, I don't want to pay money.
So the bookstore is going to bill it to your account.
Okay, cool. Cool.
So if you have financial aid, it comes out of that. If you don't want it to come out of that and you use the opt-out link, then you have to pay out of pocket.
Okay.
So I suggest you leave the opt-out link alone. Just go to the bookstore, pay the bill, like your financial aid cover it, whatever. Because it's a little bit cheaper. Not usually, but a little bit. Questions? Anybody else? Yes, by the stairwell, and there's a few trackers. Go out and head down the hallway down.
Okay. And also, can I come back in without?
Yeah, it should be open now. Any other questions? All right, I'm gonna say this again. If you have a laptop and want to rank class, feel free. The back row does not have computers on it, and it would be a great place for you to sit if you have a laptop, because we do need 4 or 5 people to bring their laptops, because there's 40 students in this class and it's like 36 computers. So I don't know what happened. I didn't do that. So anyway, if you bring your laptop and you don't mind sitting in the back, please do. If we don't have enough people doing that, I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to get more computers in here. So just let me know if that's an issue. Yes, sir.
It says that the email is already in use for Zybook. My email. I took a course over the summer and they required a Zybook.
And then just use that as a login. You should have a different.
I don't know if I don't remember signing a password for it though.
You had to. You used a iBook. So you might want to try recovering your password.
Okay,
If
so-
you have trouble, send me an email and we'll work on it. Any other questions? So how many of you are new to West Georgia this semester?
Oh, wait.
Ooh,
Like,
cool.
wow.
A lot of you. So if you have any questions about the university, I'll do my best to answer those for you too. I'm going to turn the recording off on the